Today we're going to learn how to draw a triceratops or a dinosaur using our hand as a tracing guide. So it's going to look similar to this one here. Let me go ahead and get a clean piece of paper to get started. To do this one, you actually are going to put your hand kind of in a, like here's your hand in a fist. You're going to put your hand in a flat fist. So I've just kind of flattened my fist out just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and lay it on my paper like this. And I'm going to start at my wrist, and then I'm just going to trace around each of my knuckles and back down to my wrist. Okay, so you're going to see that it doesn't quite go all the way around, so I'm going to use my pencil and fill in that extra space. Okay, I'm going to darken mine just a little bit so you guys can see it better on the camera. I know I always teach the kids to draw light until you know it's right. But in this case, it doesn't always show up on my video very well. So I'm just going to darken mine with my pencil just a little bit so that you guys can see. I do think it's important to start out with a pencil. That way, if you make mistakes, it's easy to erase. So after you've traced your flat fist shape, like I showed you before, then we're going to start adding some details. So I'm going to put some spikes at the tip of each of my knuckles. And those are going to be the spikes that go around her head. Okay. Then in the center of her head, I'm going to draw just a really small flat rainbow shape. And that's going to be the top of her face. Okay. I'm going to give her some spikes that are kind of long, almost candy corn-like shaped. So they're kind of rounded in the corners, but they're triangular. Okay? Then I'm just going to curve around on each side of those to make them look like they're sticking up on top of her head. Now I have one that's a little longer than the other. That's okay. That's not going to matter. All right, then I'm going to give her a line that comes down on this side of her face and another line that comes down on this side of her face. Okay, so from that flat rainbow that we made at the top of her head, I'm going to just come straight down, and I'm going to do another spike once again, kind of triangular shaped or candy corn shaped with rounded corners. Okay, that spike is also going to have a little ring around the base of it. So it looks like it's popping out of her head, or his head, whichever one you choose to make. I'm going to go ahead and give it a nose that comes out on each side. And then these are going to be puffy cheeks. And once again, the puffy cheeks are just kind of rainbow shaped. So I'm going to do a puffy cheek on each side, kind of rainbow shaped. And then I'm ready to give it some eyes. So my eyes are going to come up on each side. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw the pupils inside. Like that. Okay. So now my dinosaur has eyes. My dinosaur is ready for a mouth. And I'm just going to erase just a teeny spot right here at the bottom of my hand shaped. It would be right where my wrist goes. So right in the middle, I've erased just a little spot. I'm going to give my dinosaur a smile. So these are the smile cheek marks. They're kind of like an upside down rainbow. And then its mouth is going to come down to a point right at the bottom. Okay. So I've drawn my dinosaur. My next step is going to be to trace it. I'm using a permanent marker. Mine is a Sharpie to do my tracing. And I'm just going to trace over all of those pencil lines. Now, once you get all of your lines traced, I am going to do a little filling in with my marker as well. So on the center of my dinosaur's eyes, I just want to color in the pupil part black with my permanent marker just to make that part stand out. Okay, and then just like that, I've got my dinosaur all drawn and traced. So my next step is to take an eraser, okay, and I want to use my eraser. You can use one on the bottom of your pencil, or you can use a big one if you have one at home. But I want to use that eraser and erase all of my pencil lines that are showing. I tried really hard to trace right on top of them with my Sharpie, but I do know that I have a few pencil lines that are still showing. So I'm just going to go back in and clean that up just a little bit. And then after that is done, I'm ready to color my dinosaur. So I have one that I've already completed. I used lots of greens and yellows on my dinosaur. You can color your dinosaur whatever colors you choose, okay? I even gave my dinosaur a few spots at the top. Now, what we're going to do with these posters is we are actually going to use our drawings to create signs or posters to let our community know how much we appreciate them. So right now we're on what's called a stay-at-home order to keep us safe because there is a sickness going around and we don't want to get sick. But there are some people that still have to work, like grocery store workers and medical workers like nurses and doctors. Some of our police department workers are still helping to keep everyone safe. So we have a lot of people that are still out working, and we want to use these posters to brighten their spirits and make them have a good day. So you're going to write something on your dinosaur poster. Mine says, "Stomp, chomp, big roars. Thank you for putting groceries in our stores." Maybe yours will say something like, "Essential workers are dynamite." You get to decide, but be creative. And remember, when you send these to me, I'm going to be forwarding them to essential worker businesses to help keep their spirits high during our stay-at-home order. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy making your dinosaur. I can't wait to see them.